Go7 king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7 king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7 king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7 king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7.
Oh my gosh, I have a ruler out. There we go. Hello everyone. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Hello everybody. I was killed, but I've survived. Who's this guy? I know. I haven't been here forever. I know. Let me quickly give out the free members. If I can even remember how to do that. Like this? Yeah. I could be a lucky recipient. I could not. Look, you just got one. Although, maybe I do have to sign up for my own, because I can't use my own emotes, which is just so weird to me. Or at least I haven't been able to in the past. Is it lagging? It didn't give out another 5. Go to my tournament. I've been staring at the maps on my off time. I've been a very busy penguin. I agree, Fluffy. I don't know what happened with the rest of the gifts. I have no control over that though. Can I do it again? No. Outrageous. He scammed us. Oh, the $100? You have been desperate to get that to me, I guess. You know, you can be creative in how you want to, in however you want to distribute that. Democracy has spread to Penguin Land while I'm away. That's horrible. Well, YouTube just sent them to the void. Oh my gosh. Am I actually lagging? Or is it just... Is that the lag was just the worst? I got a new position at the schools. I'm a behavior technician. I'm the cavalry that comes in when students have aberrant behavior. And it just makes me very busy. I work with the students that have like self-injurious behavior. aggression and stuff like that. Alrighty. I'm the cavalry. Okay, let's see here. Looks like we've got... I haven't updated the replay queue at all. It's just whatever it was. So, HamSlammich it is. Hopefully we haven't done this game before. Olaf versus Sasha. Live League. The Penguin Principle? Yes. Okay, stream's not lagging. That's a huge win. No, none of my students watch the stream. It's a big no-no to have any social media contact with your students. So they don't even know. They know I'm the king of the penguins, but they don't have any context for it. Because I wear a blazer and I have two little penguin pins on it, and as well as like a crown that holds up a pocket square that's got the king of the penguins on it. Yes, never let your professional life know about your personal life. 50 memberships! First half, but here's the real question, Sulfurent. Did they actually gift them? Oh, I have to allow gifts. What? Okay, I'll hit allow gifts. Oh, no, that's me allowing my own gifts. I don't need... Why am I... I could be a recipient. Yeah, I was wondering if what happens if no one gets those memberships, because it's not listing people getting them. Run! Peck! Penguins don't peck. Alrighty here. We will make Sasha Cobalt Ice just because I like Sasha more than Olaf. I'm very biased in this way. But I'm openly biased, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know if the memberships are going through, because I would imagine that everyone would have just become a member that's in the chat, but it's listing as though it's happened. I have no idea. Who knows? If that does go through, I will have to make a bunch more emotes. Okay, but we can start this off. We got Sasha versus Olaf. It's a live league. In live league, I would say that Olaf definitely has the advantage. It's so easy for Sasha to just mess up controlling the charge. Due to lack of streaming, oh no! No. I mean, that's possible, I guess. They'll probably allocate to it. I know people have to like change their settings to accept memberships. It's gonna stay 7. All right, here we go. So I think Olaf has a nice advantage in this because it's a live game. Otherwise, I would say that Sasha is, well, depending on like the level of the players, I would say that Sasha's going to have the advantage just because if you play it really, really well, you can deny that Olaf super for so long that it will not be able to make up for like the kind of income disadvantage that Olaf would be into. But as is, I don't think it's going to be very reasonable for Sasha to be able to deny this too long. It's just going to be way too easy for Sasha to just barely miss out on getting a normal power, or just like let a power go by, and then Olaf does a sacrifice, and then here comes the Winter Fury. Right now they're just moving out into the center here. This is a very gutsy move by Sasha. Lets this tank attack from the city. Definitely ill-advised, and that's exactly what it does. Look at that nice trade. 4-9. So that's really nasty. Because while I think there's a tank in here, this is just a huge tempo win for Olaf in the center over already contested properties. Like, this infantry is going to have a hard time. Well, I can get this city, but this guy's already going for that city. But this infantry is going to have a hard time going for any other city around here. It can kind of fall back to try and defend this one. But this city, I think, is going to be complete lost cause. This tank can come over now and support. If it was here already, this probably wouldn't be quite so bad for Sasha. Yeah, this guy falls back. And there might have been something cute that you could do over here, or like the tank being here, the artillery being here. Yeah. I don't think it'd be quite worth it. Well, the idea would be that this tank could repair on this city. The artillery would be here. This tank could hit that artillery from here. But then this full health tank can come in and hit with this tank. So you get to kill this tank off at the cost of probably like 6 health on this artillery or so. Probably worth it. And if they don't go into attack, then you get to repair this tank, which would be nice. But that's not what happened. That's okay. A little bit gutsy to go for this capture. I guess you do have the double tank coverage, but with all of these infantry around here to interrupt with the artillery backing, I don't think it's really worth even going for this. If there was more infantry around, I would say it's totally fine to go for this, but as is, it's the only infantry on this currently in range of these cities. So it just getting taken out is going to be quite the hindrance. Ooh, didn't go for a double swing and just goes for the single strike. The artillery does come over to lock this down. We have the copter over here. Anti-air is, of course, on the way. Nice little tank interrupt on this side, too. Okay, so I like the artillery placement here. It looks like Olaf's going to do the same thing. We do not have... We don't have enough in range. If there was some full health infantry in range, they could clear this, and then the tank could strike to probably either hit the artillery or take out this tank on the city. But that's not going to be in the cards here. Anti-air. This doesn't quite work, unfortunately, for Olaf. So the idea is this tank can go and go for the interrupt because it's covered by this anti-air. So this copter can't smack it, but this infantry can just kind of step here, and then the anti-air can't get through, and the copter can just harass the tank all at once. And you get a nice value exchange. Especially if even like this injured tank comes over here to then cover this infantry. Another anti-air over here to deal with this copter. Yeah, this looks like it's going to fall apart for Olaf, which is a little tragic. Yeah, you go over the smack, you cover, and then I probably send this tank over here. Maybe not. It depends on... Okay, not going to go for that. Well, the nice thing about putting the tank over here is that it kind of discourages this anti-air from hitting this infantry. Not completely, of course, because you can build a tank here to guard it, but then you're still forcing that tank by. Not the worst. Little gutsy for sure to stick around, clear this. It does let a tank first strike happen, and it might be okay. It's really going to come down to whether or not this is something that can be denied long term. If doing that means that you can just like occupy this mountain and stop HamSlammich from getting that city, then that's a worthy trade to like take out the city, but take a tank first strike. There's the copter here to like cover, but we do have the anti-air, and it's gonna be more effective in covering this tank attack, just because it's not so easy to block off. Ooh, decides to attack from the city. I don't like that. I mean, it's fine. I guess the idea is like, don't like that this mountain's so available to strike from. But the exchange here, if it's on the plains, will probably be 4-8. And so if you're on this, if you have the tank on the city, now you can't step on the city. And I would have preferred, personally, to have like infantry starts to capture, infantry kills this infantry, tank strikes here. And then you've got the pressure on the city while also having the vehicle advantage. Fluffy, you're judging him from the side. What? I'm sure there's no comm towers. I mean, attacking from the mountain is also nice, although this infantry could have gone back and done it too. Decides to step forward and fight over here. Sure. Ooh, doesn't get the kill. That's no comm towers for you. I expect we... Oh, okay. I was gonna say I expect we don't see a tank fly over here because it doesn't do much, but I am wrong. Olaf does decide to buy a tank. I think I would prefer to see just an infantry and save up money for more. Ooh, get that, especially if the base skip for that tank. Well, I would like to see more Olaf copters coming in here. The snow makes Olaf copters really good against opposing copters. Okay, we have a nice group together here. Neither player was able to capture these, but somehow Sasha actually got this capture while Olaf did not get this one. It does look like there's quite a few opportunities to have artillery on this map be really annoying. Having one back here would be annoying to lock down this city. Of course, having them in this little corner or nook here is being very successful as well. Ooh. Oh, that's not... Yeah, the tank doesn't reach, so these are just a bunch of free attacks. Free dudes, as the community likes to say. Something you do not want to give away if you can avoid it. Gonna fall back over here, probably because of the double copter pressure. And now we're starting to play into the should Sasha use the power kind of realm. Ooh, here comes a Neo tank. Copters try and pressure by just threatening multiple fronts. We do have anti-airs on both fronts, so it's not that big of a deal. The artillery does get away from this nook, but there's also no infantry over here for Olaf to even go for any of these captures, so it wasn't really doing anything. It goes over here to support this capture instead. We do have a lot of free attacks on these infantry and an interrupt with infantry should Olaf wish. For some reason, this infantry sacrifices itself to do... There's a 0% chance that would do any damage. I would like that a lot. That guy a lot more as just a blocker, especially if it's far back. So a vehicle's kind of forced to clear it. Hi. Okay, Olaf starts going for these captures. We do have tanks to clear the way over here. What was that? Okay, so joins here. I don't think that join does anything. It might do something. The Neo tank... Okay, well, now the Neo tank just kills this tank. I was going to say the Neo tank can always clear that. Whoa. Okay. Clears this, and then the tank can hit the artillery. That's pretty good. And then we go for the Blizzard. That does... do some really... Yeah, I was going to say, it does some really annoying stuff to these copters. Like, suddenly this copter cannot escape this anti-air. This copter can, but it can't actually escape this other copter. thanks to the snow, which is nasty. You just hit the power and then suddenly 2 copters die. Oh, I guess this does get blocked. And okay, it does get to survive because we don't have enough here to clear the way. If a tank could reach over here and hit the 7 health infantry, then it would be on. This one does get away. Yeah, that can't outrun that copter. But it does make this copter go into like a slightly less ideal spot. Not really. I would... Like, it can go into the center spot here and swing, and this copter doesn't even threaten it. And it moves away from the opposing anti-air here. Okay, so that was a pretty good blizzard. Although, I mean, Sasha's looking very nice in the unit value, for sure. Okay, get our nice copter first strike. Sasha's getting overcharged here. Absolutely not what you want to Sasha. You're supposed to be the one controlling the other person's charge. I mean, I guess it did force the blizzard rather than the winter fury, which is something. So to combat this Neo tank right now, we're gonna Olaf's gonna rely on this artillery. It can work and it cannot work. You have to be very careful. Oh my gosh, Sasha's going for the super. Oh no. I'll go all caps. Well, we've got 19k in the bank right now. We'll see how much Sasha makes from this. The Sasha super is notoriously a horrible value. We'll see, we'll see. So far, you know, 10k is not the worst. I think that's going to be it, though. The 13k, as far as Sasha war bonds go, that's... I mean... It's better than I've seen, than some I've seen. It's less than a turn of income. And it's going to be far less than the amount you'll lose when Olaf hits you with a super. So I wouldn't say it was worth it. Especially with the Neo tank moving into the artillery range. Whoa. Decides to go for a blizzard? That might just be for the plus 10 stats, so the medium tank can hit here. I feel like this blizzard wasn't... it doesn't even get the kill anyway. I don't think I like this blizzard. Another... I also would have put this anti-air on a city to repair. That's okay. I guess it disconnects these Neo tanks, but this one wasn't doing anything anyway. Yeah, that's one I definitely would have just saved up for the super and absolutely destroyed Sasha. I also like Olaf's normal power and have won games with it. But you know, it's definitely more situational than the super for sure. Fancy dancing around there. Weird choice to have the tank strike from there. It's striking from the city, but it's also now striking inside artillery range, where it wouldn't be if it was striking from over here. But maybe the idea is just to make sure this artillery doesn't move. Yeah, I think that blizzard was just weak enough to kind of save Sasha for using the war bonds there. They could also have an agreement here where Sasha only goes for war bonds and Olaf only goes for normal powers. Which would be, like, probably a huge win for Sasha. It just makes her day-to-day, like, so much better. Okay, there goes the artillery. It wasn't really needed to kill that tank, so maybe backing it up would have been a good idea. That was a pretty bold attack with that copter. Okay, well, this definitely must be supers only from Sasha, normal powers only from Olaf. Never mind, no, Sasha, what are you doing? Well, this is why, you know, live league Sasha is a lot worse. Although I've done this in non-live league. And market crash when you have $0 in the bank. Alexis, I'm so sorry. Alright, here we go, another blizzard. Striketh we go. We get the medium tank and a copter strike over here. Pretty decent. Olaf does have an income lead right now. Much to Sasha's chagrin. Pretty bold to stick around here. I mean, the Neo tank's definitely beefy, but that's a lot of copters to attack it. Okay. I mean, Sasha's doing well on this front at this point. He's probably start pushing in against this poor solo base. We are going to go in, hit this anti-air, pretty nice. Take out, well, not take that out, but deny that capture. Here comes those copters. I'd probably personally take this medium tank back and have the copters strike from here and here, and then put an infantry here, kill off this copter, and just trap this Neo tank here. But that's okay. Yeah, you can DM on the Discord if you want to send in the replay. Okay. Just kind of tanks chilling over here. They're not really chained together. So I think Sasha probably had a pretty nice market crash available this turn. We'll see if they go for it. But like market crash, have the tank and the anti-air take out this tank. Looks pretty good to me. Because I'm assuming that works out. That was also assuming there's a way to clear these infantry out of the way. I think there is. You got this tank back here. There's a bunch of little infantry. It's okay. This guy probably would have lived. No comm tower messes up a lot of math. Okay, we do market crash before draining all the funds this time. Definitely down on time. Way up in unit count, which is usually a very good sign. Neo tanks do all fall. Although it's going to come at the cost of all of these copters and tanks. There's no anti over here for Olaf, so the triple copter attack coming in here for Sasha is going to look very nice. There wasn't one built. This copter doesn't go. No, it does go down. Got this guy over here. Or maybe not, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. A little annoying blockage. Okay, yeah. Down that goes. Anti-air kills the copter. Start going for the captures over here. We got the tank covering, got the copter. There's no anti-airs over here. There's an anti-air in case any copters get built. Looks very good for Sasha on the left. On the right, things are definitely more spicy, but we got the triple copter and no anti-air capabilities currently. So Olaf really will have to fall back over here. Oh, Sasha pretty much runs out of time. So these little units didn't get to move. Although I think it's going to be fine. Like, this tank has to come up and sacrifice itself. These units are all going to get gobbled up on the left here. Here's the big fallback by Olaf. Now goes the tank. Okay, some of these infantry get spared. That's okay. The captures still happen. We'll continue the pursuit of the many, many copter strikes. The anti-air can't reach. We're probably going to see the snow used again to try and catch all these copters. Make it hard for them to retreat. Okay, we do save this capture, which is nice. That's probably not a worthwhile sacrifice over there. Some nice blocking over here. Make sure these copters have a very annoying time kind of retreating with attacks. Ooh, another anti-air comes over to try and pick them all off. Nice. Olaf runs out of time this turn. Strike, strike. Go back, hit the artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these guys can all hit copters next turn. Poor lander can't make it across due to the snow. The increment does look brutal. I'm doing well, I'm doing well. Ooh. That doesn't save this city, in which case I probably wouldn't use those units like that. Although, at this amount of time left on the clock, people probably aren't doing too much checking about what kills and what doesn't. It's all like kind of gut instinct. Oh, no money spent really for either of them there, but not that big of a deal for Sasha for sure, as that money does then get used to drain the charge. Okay, Sasha, don't forget to take this capture away. Okay, I'm not quite sure why this anti-air came over here. That's okay. I mean, I guess it's still working as a deterrent. Okay, Sasha does take this capture. Doesn't use the market crash, though, even when there was so much money in the bank. This will let Olaf use another normal power. Though at this point, I don't think it's going to be too helpful overall. More anti-airs. We got a bomber. Okay. Another city falls. This one's going to fall, it looks like. And goes that anti-air. So we do have another one. Got some artillery backing up these little walls. The city's starting to go very much under threat due to all the artillery. Although Sasha's unit value lead's not that large. Ooh, double tank wall. Ooh, it doesn't... Well, unless something blocks this off, it doesn't work, because the tanks can clear this tank. And okay. Nice. Bomber kills anti-air, always nice. Personal favorite as well. You love watching a unit kill its counter. I guess we are going to see war bonds here. There's a fighter. What? We're backing up, huh? Just gonna let this city go. I guess that's fine. If the fighter was a little bit closer, I would suspect be a different story. Now, fighters don't like the snow either, as they go from 9 movement down to 4, which is awful. Okay, looks like we're gonna save the war bonds for when the fighter can hit the bomber. Never mind. We're just gonna use the war bonds right away here. How much money are we gonna make here? We're at 22,700. Oh, okay, little strikes in here. We made 7K. Not a great war bonds. That's more typical of what you tend to see. A third of a turn's income. Wow, that's a gutsy bomber attack. I don't quite understand that one. Now, even if you blizzard, there's this anti-air right here. Looks like we're going to go for some sacrifices here, trying to hit the blizzard. And missing, so now everything's just going to die over here. Well, not the ground vehicles, but everything in the air dies. And then the infantry are going to probably block these off to be super annoying. Okay, Neotank goes in, everything's falling apart for HamSlammich, who can probably go for the super here, although on principle I imagine they're going to go for the blizzard. They can't even go for the super. Oh, they didn't use their power. Market crash. Rip. Drains quite a bit. Starts going for some more cities here. It looks like Olaf is just super dead. Goes for a battleship. Here we go. We have our blizzard. We strike in. There's nothing to do with these Neotanks right now. Do a fallback. HamSlammich not giving up. I think if this wasn't blizzard only, Olaf probably would have won. Like, impossible to come back from this. I would be amazed. Down in everything except for a little bit of income. And no super to use. The fighter is in a dominating position. It can threaten both fronts. It's just going to camp this airport. Market crash to drain that tiny bit of charge. Okay. Neotanks beat up on the poor copter. Is the fighter not even going to go in to take this out? No, it's not. It's just going to go up here. Okay, I don't know what's going on with those moves, but it looks like Sasha was able to build a little bit of time with it. The city is under attack. Battleship does get to strike at stuff over here. Down goes another city. Sasha takes the income lead, although I think they're actually even in cities. Sasha has the that day-to-day. Huge base skips here from Olaf. There's nothing left. If nothing else gets built, a route will be incoming soon. Okay, no. Olaf does build some stuff, including a carrier. Sasha's being a little BM here, builds a sub. And then it's a draw. Oh, it's a draw. Oh, I see, because there's a day 30 limit. Never mind. Day 30 limit, it's a draw. Absolutely insane. The day limit. Oh, yeah. Wow. Olaf got super saved by that. I mean, very impressive to get a draw in that position. Yeah, the war bonds are so bad. Blame Soul for the draw. Honestly, very impressive to get a draw out of that. Now, Sasha's got equal. She gets 10% more income. So, if they both have 20 cities, then she gets another 2,000 income. Right. Next, we've got Strider. Jess versus Koal on Stalingrad. Good old Stalingrad. 10-hour penguin stream going through every replay. Yeah, I haven't updated the queue. It's I will have to go through all of the messages to add stuff. Why did I put the map like that last time? This was me just sitting down and starting the stream with whatever was already in the queue. Getting a lump of coal, hey! The replay queue is decently long if I get everything into it. All right, Koal. Koal versus Jess. Now this is Fog of War. So Jess is going to be pretty nicely advantaged in this, having that +10 to the vehicles everywhere rather than just on the roads. But, you know, Koal can still do some stuff. Fog of War maps are really big, so it's pretty rare for the infantry to have meaningful conflicts, early on at least. And that means that Jess's downside isn't much of a downside. Minus 10% to her infantry. I mean, it does the same to the air units, but who cares if your air units have a little less firepower? It's more that the air units are really hard to damage that matters. So, in we'll go. There's a whole bunch of different openings you can do on Stalingrad. I personally like going for different transport openings. There's like double APC, single APC, transport copter, triple APC. I mean, you can go wild with it. There's also recon aggression. There's artillery aggression. There's tank aggression. And that's all because it's just like a really big map. So you're not forced into very strict lines to defend things. And that lets you make a multitude of openings here. The capture phase is also pretty nice when it comes to the income. There's a few little tricks, but not too big of a deal. Looks like we went tank first here for Koal, and we went recon first here for Jess, but then they kind of followed it up with the other units, so not a big difference here. A little interesting that we have Jess go for the recon from the bottom here on Jess's effectively weak side. You wouldn't usually see that, because if there's going to be aggression from Koal, it'll be like double tank or multiple recons coming from these two bases and just charging this front, which I guess this recon would spot, but it wouldn't be able to do much about it. And it does hurt your econ to build an early vehicle over here, as like this recon could have been an infantry capturing something now. Maybe this one. Recon spotted. A recon gets hit by the tank from the road. Oh, the Koal value. What? Sad day for this recon. Sad day for this infantry too. Absolutely tragic. The recon's going to run away. tank is kind of covering. But yeah, now the recon tank can clear this, and then the infantry can just kind of walk over and take this city. You lose one of your furthest forward infantry and then lose the city that they went for. Absolutely devastating. Looks like... oh yeah, it is happening. There's just not going to have the infantry ready to go for the capture yet. Besides this in a tank over here. So usually I prefer to have an artillery over here. Be super docile. Unlike if you're going to do the heavy push over here. Just because the artillery can hang out in one of these woods and be surrounded by the tons of infantry you're pumping out. And then you'll get your vehicles as they front switch over here. All the tanks will like catch up. Or artillery are worse at front switching, and artillery are cheaper. That's okay. You have your single tank here. It can fight off recons. It can't fight off recons supported by tanks, but it can fight off recons. Oh, we're gonna have double tank over here. So an early front switch here from Koal. We'll see how that works out. Another very aggressive recon strike. Boom, down goes that recon. Road to road, and look how annoying this is. It's out of vision range, so you do have to use one of these infantry to spot it for this tank to attack. This tank also has no backup right now, so it's a little daring to send it in. As who knows what could be backing up this tank. This 2 health recon did survive, which is really good. He gets to see what's going on here. Fortunately, recons see just as well, regardless of their HP. This tank has a rude discovery of other vehicles around here, so everything comes over to support. We'll see what Koal wants to do about this. There hasn't been too much information about what or where Jess's vehicles are, so it does clear this with the tank on the city. That tank is probably going to go down, but we'll see. Oftentimes you're going to look for where you see your opponent's vehicles, and then that will determine where you send yours, either to avoid theirs or to like engage in conflict. But up until this turn, Jess has done a very good job of hiding those vehicles. Right here, Koal does spot all of these, should be pretty aware that this is going to be the focus of where Jess's troops are, and there won't be too many up here. But you have a medium tank heading this way too, so that works out well. Okay, and here comes the tanks. Doesn't actually kill this tank off, which... what did this other tank do? It killed the recon. Okay, so recon goes... this tank kills this recon, this tank kills this recon. Really going for the vision denial. Lets this tank live. It's an interesting choice. I guess that's probably more of a playstyle thing. Obviously, taking out your opponent's vision is a really big deal. It's a bigger deal in the mid to late game, though, than it is at this stage. If I was Koal, I'd be pretty happy losing those recons if it means that my tanks get to survive. Just because the tanks are more expensive to replace, and at this point, econ is still a pretty big deal. Where I can just kind of replace those recons very easily. And I don't need quite that much vision immediately. Although the medium tank would like to be able to see. Okay, not building any recon though. Pretty dicey. The only thing I would change here is like, you can go tank here and then just recon like that. Here we go, just power. Mac saving this city. This city really should have been taken by Koal, but just a little too slow on the trigger there. Okay, Koal, Jess does the I'm gonna attack from everywhere. move with the power, which I think is going to work out this time, but it can be dangerous because you might accidentally walk into just like a huge numerical advantage for your opponent. Ooh, we have the Koal Super, which will let this medium tank get involved. And this tank get involved? Yeah. If it wants to. I don't know if it really wants to up there. Losing the copter over here was pretty nasty. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Starts going for all these captures. Medium tank is going to be really nice. Got the tank for some more captures. That's probably way too aggressive of a capture. Might as well fall back with that guy. I assume we're going to finish off this tank? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, this tank is disconnected from this one now. So a little bit dubious about going in there, but we'll see how it works out. Look at how many captures Koal is threatening. This is a move that I used to love to do a lot. I still kind of like it. It's just like I'm forcing my opponent to deal with all of these things, and if any of them go through, I'm a happy camper. Okay. Especially if it takes vehicles to interrupt, because then those vehicles aren't hitting your vehicles, and you get to have these really nice exchanges, which is what's going to happen here. It's going to be very expensive to interrupt the capture. These tanks didn't actually end up going down. So very good news for Koal. Capture here, gets to beat up on this tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this tank couldn't reach this tank either way. I do like saving this guy as a nice blocker. I don't think the medium tank needs to hide in these woods. I'd prefer if it just came over here and killed this recon. I guess it's just like the fear of what if a bomber comes out? What if the Neo tank can come and hit it, I guess. Okay. Still no recons from Koal. Real dicey. Yeah, two recons. Okay. These cities did get stopped. I thought the tanks might clear this anti-air, but it looks like they just kind of backed up enough and let the cities get prevented. We have a turbocharge from Jess mid-turn. Very rare to see that kind of thing. You kind of miss out on a lot of the value. They're just going to have like 3 attacks that use it and a few movements. 1 movement. I'm not a huge fan of that power, but it's okay. City's flipping. Koal's got an income lead here. Starts going for the comm tower. Very gutsy. Okay, I don't like... So the medium tank now goes out there. I mean, if you're hiding it... if you're hiding it on the previous turn when there's a recon you can hit from way back here, very dicey to then move forward with it onto the road. So I think Koal's going to very much regret going for this comm tower and backing up with all these vehicles. Probably not going to regret going for the capture though as much. I mean, it's still going to get interrupted. It can be really difficult to tell when should you be going for these captures and when should you be biding your time. But this was definitely a bide the time moment. Usually I decide that by how many infantry can actually make it to that capture. If it's my only infantry that can go for that capture, I know the opponent has units around, I would just bide the time until you have some backup and you can spare to lose it on an opportunity. So Jess is down 4K income. So that means that Jess is the one under pressure to get stuff done, because every turn that the players just sit around and do nothing but build up units, Koal is getting 4K ahead in unit value just through pure income. And that means that Koal can try and take the defender's advantage by finding a spot that Jess is trying to attack and then making Jess overextend into it in order to like overcome that income deficit. Or what often happens if you're Koal is you're like, I've got an income lead, I'm doing pretty well on my army, I'm gonna just like push for the win. And that flips that scenario where we're extending, and then you can kind of put yourself into a death spiral where you've got the income lead, but you're losing more units every turn because of the defender's advantage. And the amount you're losing is more than the amount you're making. So like Koal's net gaining 4K income here, but like loses an extra tank because of having to overextend. So it's net minus 3K every turn that the fighting's happening. That can happen a lot. Okay, get a clear one tank here. We have quite a few units for Koal here, so I think this is going to be fine. The Neotank does clear the city, which is pretty nice. It's going to be, unfortunately for Koal, there isn't any backup for these units. So while this attack is really cool, there was backup for Jess, and these guys are going to get absolutely obliterated. The bomber is nice. If Koal can somehow kill this anti-air. Okay, well, this will be a really nice Jess power. Fortunately, Koal is going to get charged for. Oh wow! Okay, I thought we were going to see Jess get this Neo on Neo strike, but that doesn't happen. So honestly, I think Koal got away with it. If Jess got like a super or even a normal power and gets this Neotank on Neotank strike, that's pretty nasty. If the anti-air is still around to deal with the bomber. Really nice recons here for Jess, and finally Koal has got some recons on the way, because having vision is so important as you enter these later stages, where it's just so easy to blunder your entire army by walking too close to opposing units. Bomber comes in, max the Neotank. This anti-air did go down. There are 2 more anti-airs over here, so this bomber will go down, but that's essentially a bomber for a Neotank, which is a fine trade. I mean, ideally, it's bomber kills Neotank and gets away with it, but oh my gosh, so gutsy. This Neotank is super dead. Okay, we're doing an all-out swing. Again, these can often be... You'll often hear people talk about how you attack on one front and then withdraw on the other. And that's because if you attack on both fronts, you're probably going to lose one of those fronts because you're not going to have more units than your opponent does. Now, sometimes it does work out if you can catch your opponent mid-front switch, then hitting both fronts can be really effective. Because they'll have a lot of units just kind of like in the middle. They can't quite reach either fight yet, and you just get some really big wins. But this will be a nice turn for Jess, for sure. Boom. Didn't use the medium tank to kill this Neo tank. Oh, it goes after this Neotank. Okay, that's fine. Down goes the bomber. Saves the city. It's the anti-air. Saves the city. And I assume saves the comm tower. Just barely. Okay. Very nice turn for Jess. I think the only thing captured here for Koal is going to be this lab, which does not make a difference in these games. I mean, yeah, there's always exceptions, but yeah, in general. That's why you don't attack on both fronts. Like you can do it if you've got a win by composition. The Neo tank stands. It got 2 damage on that recon. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you want to have your reinforcements kind of planned to match up with what you're going to be doing in the future when those reinforcements arrive. So if you build like these double artillery moves, that means, to me, that would mean I'm going to back up on both of these fronts to meet up with my artillery. Because if I like keep moving forward, these artillery are going to have a really hard time catching up. They're both slower and they can't move and shoot. So if the plan was to be like continually aggressive, I would keep building like tanks because they move farther and they can move and attack, so they don't have delayed turns. But yeah, if the plan is okay, I'm going to start retreating on both of these fronts, then the artillery are great buys because they can move forward and then your army falls back to them and now they're covering your army. But it's a little weird to do it on both fronts. But I guess it's not that weird when you attack on both fronts and then you want to fall back on both fronts because it's not going well. Okay, so Jess holds the line. Koal does have this 3k income lead, but it's quickly kind of losing way more units in value per turn than is making an income. The exchanges are not in Koal's favor. The city doesn't get saved. Does get saved. Very clutch Jess infantry. Bomb tower is under threat. Jess has got some nice coverage of it. We've got Trail of Woe. Just Koal super. Go, go, go. Seems like a really weird Trail of Woe. Oh, is it to join this? It's unfortunately not going to work out great. Yeah, kind of attacks into this, but didn't have vision of what is being attacked into. So things are not going to end up working out. Again, when you have that income lead, no reason to be the one overextending. Well, maybe this does work. Well, let's see. Well, it depends on if Jess uses a power, I think. Oh no, Jess didn't even need the power, still cleared it. That's Jess for you. Down goes the anti-air. No, it doesn't. Saves the city. Neotank has to be awfully exposed for that. It does have other Neotank kind of around there. That's fine. And the unit loss has got to be looking really good for Jess here. Or copter's gonna get smacked for that. Let's get to kill that Neotank off, which is nice. Keeps diving in here. I really don't like that. So I mean, killing off the vision is nice, but you have to look at like every time you're moving past the lines to strike something, you're kind of adding units to the fight for your opponent. Because like right now, this tank and this anti-air, I guess this anti-air does have a target currently, but like this tank wouldn't have a target. And then this tank goes over here, kills this recon, but then this tank now has a target. So you take out a recon and you add a tank to the fight for your opponent, and that's just not a great trade. Let's take out the vision, which matters more when they're attacking you, as a lot of these units will just be standing around already giving vision. So ideally what you do is, instead of like attacking a unit over there, you attack the units on the outskirts so that the reinforcements don't get activated. Well, I guess with the Jess Super, does it really matter? It would still matter, it would still matter. Out goes the anti-air. Everything's getting cleaned up. Let's go, T-Copter, let's go! Mac, not super worth it for the recon, but that's okay. Very good for Jess, who is while behind didn't come way ahead in everything, and then looks like Koal just moved a few units and probably ran out of time. Didn't even run out of time. Just decided to end the turn, I guess. At least according to this, there wasn't 10 days that passed. It might have, maybe they made a mistake or something. I don't know. Well, that was a base skip, or like complete base skip, but that does mean you get to buy the really expensive stuff right now. There we go. Bomber Neo Tank. Did he start falling? Just with the nice comeback. They just do get interrupted. There aren't that many infantry over here, even with the T-Copter support. So these might get saved for now. Neo Tank is covering against the opposing Neo Tank. We got the anti-air over here. It looks like a very nice composition for Jess. Real big vision problems going on here for Koal. Can see so little. Yeah. And this is what happens when you don't have the good vision. I don't think it's Eternity Day. I think this is... If it's Eternity Day, it's a little bit different for sure. I think it's just a global league. Or game. Yeah, with this day count as a global league. Yeah. So this is what happens when you don't have that good vision in the late game, and why it matters so much. Medium tank just runs up, smacks a tank, into artillery range, Neo tanks, everything back here, and you have no idea what you're attacking into. Where in the early game, it doesn't matter quite so much, right? Because sure, you go and you kill a unit, but there can't be that much stuff backing it up. So you don't have to worry about it so much. But in the late game, you gotta worry about it a lot. Like, this is just a medium tank for a tank. We've got the fabled Jess Stealth. Jess Stealths are, of course, some of the best stealths in the game. I mean, not quite. I mean, they're good. I like them. I personally like them a lot just because the APC isn't the, like, especially on a map like this, you can, you know, refuel your stealth using your Jess powers. The APC isn't necessarily required. For a lot of other COs on this map, you get your stealth, it flies all the way out here, and then someone kills your APC and your stealth just crashes and runs out of fuel. Not so for Jess, as she can save it. Firepower, of course, but stealths have awful firepower anyway. You probably miss out on being able to one-shot copters, be my guess. The most important thing about the stealth is that they're, like, unkillable by most things. And they're invisible. How fancy is that? Okay, we'll get to see stealth on bomber. What do you guys? I don't know how many people know their damage matrix. How much damage does a stealth do to a bomber? I'm pretty sure it's like 7? Ooh, a turbocharge though, who knows? Hey, with the turbocharge it went to 8. Ooh, let's go, let's go. It's no fighter. But that's still a pretty good smack. Boink. Forced march. Koal is super dead here. I mean, up here, there's like some hope. Down here, it's just like everything's falling apart. There's only one infantry currently able to go for the capture. Although everything's injured up here, so at least Koal is going to get this. Okay, so if Jess like super overextends here, then Koal could probably get back into the game. But that does not seem to be the case. Jess is not interested in that overextension. Falls back a bit. Koal does get this city. Go for this city. Are we going to continue to fall back? Just go for a few strikes. The Neo tank hit over here, covered by medium tank. Goes for this capture. Has some little artillery cheekiness over here. Lots of artillery covering everything, looking very nice. Ooh, force march, here we go. Bomber with the interrupt, let's go. Recon spots the stealth. Okay, we get our nice Neo tank first strike up there. We do clear the way over here and get this smack. Ooh, and we get to hit this artillery. It's on tower. Did nice damage though. Oh, poor Jess. One tile out for this copter to get a swing in. Okay, overdrive. Recons can beat up on artillery, although we might go for the capture. I'm not sure. Okay. It goes for it. I probably would have swapped those if possible. Oh, the Neo tank barely survives at 1. Neo tank smacks medium tank. Finish off the medium tank. What does the stealth decide to do? Bam. Okay. Okay. If it had gone down here, it probably would end up dying because the infantry can reveal it. Over here, it might. I think actually it has to survive. I don't think this Neo tank can actually. No. That's the fighter can hunt down the stealth, but you do have to have something reveal the stealth before you can attack it. Yeah, the Koal's train's a little in trouble here, and Capper does resign. GG. A really nice kind of like opening advantage there for Koal, but once you start overextending, especially if you do that double attack and then double overextending, and then the game just kind of escapes your clutches. GG. All right, Christian. Not enough Christians here. They're probably asleep. They were very persistent about there being a stream. So, here we go. Christian Adder versus Sammy Torn from Heaven. Is this a... This is indeed a high funds game. I think it's a high funds tournament. That's a while ago. GG. This is a very large map. I do believe this is a high funds tournament, if I remember correctly. So, Sammy is bottom tier in high funds, which is why you're seeing Sammy versus Adder. Adder is actually like considered pretty darn good for his tier in high funds. Sometimes he's even tier 3, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong there. I have been a Sammy enjoyer in high funds and had success with it, but only on specific maps. I've also had really miserable times as Sammy. So Shoop, I've performed well as Sammy in high funds. When it was on like that five bases in the corner map, like I think I did pretty well as Sammy on that one. On this map, I wouldn't be so thrilled, just because all of the bases are pretty isolated. So you're gonna have a hard time building up a very successful foot soldier count. You've got the double base over here, which will make it a pretty aggressive attack onto this lone base. But then like these two bases are they're solo bases, so they'll have a hard time really developing enough foot soldiers. And then also it's mixed base, which can be good, but it can also be not great because transports can be a lot weaker when there's like closer ranges between these bases for like direct vehicles. It is a Sammy experience. You're either gaming or miserable. There's nothing in between. That's true. That's true. So we'll see how this goes. I would definitely favor Adder here. We are going to go for an APC opener here for Sammy. We'll see what it can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 6, 7. Looks like it's not needed to get this. For some reason the replay viewer is not showing the Sammy extra movement. I'm actually not seeing 5, 6, 7. I'm not seeing anything that is extra movement gets you, which is a real shame. If there's nothing you get from the extra movement, then Adder is going to have just as successful an APC opener as Sammy. Which is, obviously not something you want. We have our little tank coming from Sammy here, as Adder has a tank coming over here to harass. Double tank here. Double tank will be pretty aggressive. You could also go for some early artillery to really start putting the pressure on this base. Our anti-air. Okay. We're going for from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, it does mean you can go for this comm tower faster. Although we'll see how well it works out. I think if you just build a copter here, then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, then that would deny it because this infantry and the copter can work together. But this still got to the comm tower threat as well, so I guess it didn't really matter. Okay, tank does a little front switch, force the tank over here, then move over here. Seems fine. Tank gets a little strike in. We'll see how Christian decides to deal with this. Double tanks being built here. Even in high funds, typically, it can oftentimes be worth it to trade tanks for early infantry, and it's just like even doubly so when dealing with Sammy, of course. You're on Twitch now. Hi. Yeah, this is high funds. Okay, decides to just use the tank. So here we go. We get our Sammy privilege. Still gets the capture. Will probably cost an infantry its life though. The other choice here would go for like a tank strike and then have the infantry finish this guy off while covered by this artillery. In which case you'd probably be able to have your infantry go back and finish this capture, but it's fine. APC blocking the way. The harassment is real. We do have an early arbor capture here for Sammy in comparison to Adder. And this is a fairly active middle for ships. Ooh, we've got a mech built. Okay. Killing off this APC would have been very annoying, but it does barely survive. Because if the APC was gone, then this mech has like a forever walk to get over here. But with the APC, it takes like one turn. Now we might see an early battleship. Okay, ooh. Do attack up here, kill off this infantry. We only have the double copter. Although, you can be really cheeky here as Adder, and you can go, copters attack, I build a bomber. And then the bomber is covered by a tank on the airport to repair, so even the anti-air first strike's not even that impactful. Ooh. You also gotta be careful over here. Adder can get that extra movement. It would take extra movement, looking pretty nice actually. So we'll see if it happens. Yeah, it looks like we're not going for it. I mean, extra movement to hit this infantry would be really good. To like strike from the city would also be pretty nice. It probably would take a copter sacrifice on this anti-air to do it. But something I definitely would have looked into for sure. Personally. Oh, okay. We're just going to completely vacate this area. I don't think that's needed, but that's okay. Okay, huge fallback over here. Just coalescing everything. Sammy going for the double comm tower. And running away from the fallback over here seems good to me. Does pursue these tanks. Mech covers his infantry going for this capture. Puts the infantry on the airport. Okay. I think it currently looks like Sammy can take this airport. Which is, of course, not amazing. Okay, now that the Neo tank's over here, now Sammy can. That does mean that Sammy gets both of these captures. Okay, the Sammy day-to-day making a difference. It's a whole bunch of captures, actually. No power used. Anti-air does get the hit. Both of these copters get hit. Neotank is forced to save this airport. So it's not actually covering any of this stuff. I mean, Sammy can't be hoping for much more than this. Look at that. Suddenly, a 16k advantage. Does get to kind of make the way towards here to go for this airport. Looks like the plan. Okay, he's going for a super, I guess. Sacrifice the infantry. Or the 1 health copter. Falls back to the base, builds a Neo tank. Isn't going for the super. Okay, just has it ready. We have 2 labs, yeah. The 2 lab map. If Sammy gets both of these labs from Adder, then this would also be GG. Starting to have a huge number of vehicles coming in on this base. Airport's also, again, under huge amount of pressure. I think a bomber's forced to be built here, otherwise you lose it. Okay. There's no infantry in range of this lab right now. So no fear of immediately losing the game from a victory march at present. Decides to build a mega tank. A little interesting to me. I don't think that's needed. I think a bomber looks pretty much necessary, but it's okay. We'll see how this goes. Ooh, we do clear the way to save this airport. There's no artillery with this army right now, so pretty nasty attack. If there was some artillery backing this up, then that attack probably would have been kind of catastrophic, but it's going to work out fairly decently for Sammy, it looks like. The foot soldier count is going down, though. We're only at 9 infantry, 4 mechs for Sammy. We're actually at 12 infantry for Adder. Yeah, this is gone. There's nothing that can save that. And then Christian resigns. Oh no! Yeah, losing the airport is real nasty. If there was a turn, I think this kind of, well, turn for the worst is, I think it was this one? No. It was this one, where I think there was some pretty nice vehicle fights to go for with just, if you get the normal power off. The GG. So what kind of happened here is Christian did a lot of this like pullback stuff, which is, it can be really good, especially if your opponent doesn't have much of a choice on where to go. But as is, what happened was Christian kind of pulled back, and then Sammy just went and attacked another place, and then Christian pulled back, be ready to fight, and then Sammy went and attacked somewhere else. So GG, Sammy, well done. Okay, next we've got Firearm. I think it's going to be our last one for the night. So, hope it's a long one. That's true, you can't have high funds if Sammy takes all your properties. Alright, Firearm versus... Well, you know what? Good old Achest. Cobalt Ice, here we go. Can't forget Achest. Achest always would type in openings to the streams for me to read. You thought the GG makes song was playing. It kind of sounds like it. Okay. Here we go. I don't know if I... Oh no, I know this map. Yeah. This map has been very contentious in the map committee for a while now, due to like recon turn advantage, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it's been modified to deal with that, But because of the reinforcement route that these bases have towards this front, it's impossible to deny or to like fend off the recon attacks, if I remember correctly. There might have been a change done because I didn't see either of these cities get interrupted. Okay, the recon advantage was fixed. Okay. Starflash was the main complainer, if I remember correctly. So it does make sense that Starflash would make the adjustment. Although it's looking like there might have still been a thing here where this guy gets to finish his capture, but this one doesn't. But maybe if you go for the tank first, you'd get there in time. I don't know. Obviously, that's going to be fairly devastating. You just get to be down a property. Starflash is very good at finding obscure turn advantage lines. That's because Starflash wants to complain about turn advantage. It's the same way where I like to complain about HQ cheeses and fog. So I got very good at finding the HQ cheeses and fog. I need something to complain about. It does seem like a fairly decent map for Rachel. You're gonna have there's not much stuff going on in the middle, so there's gonna be a lot of clumping on the sides. It's basically a two-front map. I wasn't the original person to put black boats on the HQs, but I definitely pushed for a lot of black boats on HQs. As much fun as it is to walk an infantry over to your opponent's HQ at the start of the game and watch them just immediately lose, that's only fun one time. So now it's fun 0 times, as it doesn't happen anymore. You're welcome. Okay, bunch of fighting going on over here. Very little supporting these troops over here for Firearm. Pretty surprising. Achest is Kindle, so should have an advantage when doing these early brawls, although Firearm's positioning is looking pretty nice. Ooh, look at that! So many infantry go down. We do have a recon in the back here, kind of seeing everything. That's a really good spot for an artillery. It covers the city, and it's really difficult to reveal. His vehicle can only stand here and here due to the river, so you have to have an infantry that have to walk over here to reveal it for your vehicles to attack. Black boats had mouths. I would be a fan of black boats having less HP on the. Well, I definitely pushed for, if it's fog, just put a black boat on your HQ. And then I guess I pushed for it so hard that people in standard were doing it too, which is fine. I mean, you would be shocked at how easy it was to win by just cheesing fog games. Like, I take my first infantry and I just walk across the map. There's nothing out there to stop me, and I take your HQ. Don't even have to be Sammy. Ooh, down goes that recon. Tragic. It had been such a good scouter. It did get some pretty good value in the interrupt. or hitting that infantry to stop the captures. Okay, Firearm still has an income lead going on here. Oh, down goes this recon too. Oh. I think that had to have chip on it, but rest in peace. Look, this is a... Personally, I think this is a problem on this map. Look at, like, they have nothing in the middle, because the middle doesn't matter. I'd be impressed if either of them are ever able to get this city, as they both are going to just have artillery staring at it this whole game. But we'll see. Anti-air's not in range. This is really close to just being like a kind of a catastrophic. It might still be catastrophic, actually. We'll see. For Rachel. Here comes the Urban Blight, which makes this easier to clear, and then the tank, I'm pretty sure will just one-shot this tank. And then you get to hit the artillery. And then it would be absolutely devastating, for this anti-air cannot reach this copter. That's the one saving grace. Oof. Interesting. The one thing I would change here is I would just put this artillery on this city and move this tank up. Like, what did they do? They can't attack this tank because this artillery would absolutely whop them. So all they can do is hit this like one time, which then leaves them open to being hit from the city by a tank. Although there's also the problem of here comes the missiles, but the missiles are going to land up here anyway, right? Rocket? Trying to use the black boat to help bait the missiles. Does it work? Oh, it works pretty decently. Okay, 2 hit here on the black boat and a bunch of infantry. Only 1 hits up here. So honestly, pretty good missile bait. Or a magnet. Oh, the Urban Blight probably does. It hits them. It's just if it happened in the dark, then it's not updated until you see it. Tiebreak city, and there's some maps that have the tiebreak cities, but in general those things are frowned upon because of just turn advantage stuff. Like a Hope Forlorn has a tiebreak city. I think cruiser vision is 3. Although, I mean, it's been a while. Okay, so Firearm setting up a very nice pressure on this front. Doesn't give up too much over here. The missiles do their job. Achest actually has a little bit of an income lead here. Oh my gosh, that rocket is so exposed. Absolutely wild. If you didn't know, rockets are made of paper. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, I guess this could kill, this tank could go over and hit this rocket, but only if the rocket gets seen. It's currently out of vision. There's no way I'll get spotted, right? Oh no! Oh my gosh. Look at that damage. Achest being like, why didn't I just put my rocket on my city? And this is why you don't build rockets. 15k. It didn't die. It didn't die. It's just at 1. It can now sit on this city and cost almost 30k and fire every now and again. I mean, it gives an urban blight, I guess. Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst situation. It can still be active from here. It just would have preferred to have been there in the first place. You knew it was going to get hit the millisecond you saw it get built. Yeah, the tank only paid for itself twice over. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Really, it's going to be fine over here. There's no anti or anything. I guess the anti is not really necessary, but there's not enough vehicles over here to kind of crack this, so it's fine. Ooh, we do get the infantry revealing the artillery. It's smacked by a copter. The anti got taken out over here. Recon tragically can only hit, or this rocket can only hit infantry. This is looking like it's Firearm's game for sure. Go for the high society. Should let the copter one-shot the copter. We do get to hit one of these artillery. It's not nothing. Boom. Rocket fires on an infantry. Does get to kill that infantry. Look at that. Look at that one shot. 3 health rocket. That's where it's at. Unfortunately, this does come with nukes raining down from above in retaliation. Oh, this poor... Oh my god, the poor rocket. It just cannot catch a break. Okay, well, Achest is at least doing fine in unit count and does have an income lead. So even though there's been like some catastrophic strikes to the army value, things are not as bad as they could be, for sure. Just has to like not let another rocket get hit by a tank. And things will be fine. You're making a 2k income lead every turn. It's okay. This artillery not being taken out is devastating. Although next turn it gets shelled at by an artillery on a city, which isn't actually spotted by Firearm, so that will be really nice. Oh. Black boat cleared. Oh. Did Firearm forget about the rocket on the city? Moves both tanks into range? Oh my gosh. This is actually kind of huge for Achest. Like, this rocket can smack this tank. We got the tank to smack from the HQ. There's nothing really covering this against that. I guess this city will get captured from it. Unless this recon could have... No, the recon's way too far back. Oh, decided to do it the other way. I don't like it this... I guess this tank can interrupt here is the idea? I like my way. My way is just the better way. Just kill this one and then get the nice juicy strike from this one. Oh yeah, but this does mean the Firearm gets this city. There wasn't an urban blight or anything that was to it. Although, I mean, if we look at the unit counts over here, I don't know if Firearm can actually hold this city. The rocket, 18k or something. It is still doing this job. It's moving on to costing 30k. I think it's probably in the 20k by now. Okay, artillery gets smacked, but it can still like take out this anti-air, which is pretty nice. Although it probably won't, right? You just move it back and have the tank kill the tank. Seems good to me. Urban Blight, really good job by Firearm to just not be standing on a lot of cities. Yeah, we go down here, take out this tank, and smack this anti-air. Looking nice. Take out that infantry. This guy does survive at 1. Unfortunately, this recon gets shelled by artillery. This rocket's going to go all the way. It's going to cost over 30k because it also got hit by a nuke. But Firearm is not looking too hot here. Ended the turn behind in every metric except for charge. Whew. Huge swing in here. If the rocket's covering everything, which I don't think it's going to be, then this is going to be fairly decent because it will be able to go for some nice exchanges. It's just way down here doing nothing. Not great. Yeah, anti-air kills here, and then we can kill this anti-air. And then this copter is uncontested right now. The Firearm can stabilize down here, which is nice. We also get to drop some nukes. Everyone's favorite thing. Although, I mean, really good job by Achest to magnet these. I mean, this one even hits... even targets on the infantry. Only hits 3 vehicles, some of which are already injured. It just hits these guys back here. So really good job by Achest with these magnets. It could have been so much worse. Fluffy, get him! Okay, Achest back to being a 2k lead. The rocket's hiding out in this forest way back here doing nothing. We'll see if it gets a strike. I would be surprised. It's even covering. Okay. Urban Blight. Go in here. We're going to hit the mech. Down to 1. A really awkward attack. Recon does go down. There's still no anti-air over here. I don't know why we're attacking in. I would definitely have waited for the anti before attacking in here, but is the Achest way. Rocket does move forward a little bit more. It does cover this guy at least. Mech strike, tank strike. We see the double artillery back here. They get to fire away, which is good. Yeah. Nothing to deal with this copter is a real shame. I guess the rocket can kill this tank. Ooh, Firearm gets a rocket of their own. Down goes the black boat on that HQ. Which now, of course, means that Achest can attack from it. It's also now a potential win. Okay. So the copter's in anti-air range. Rocket's on its way. Down goes the copter. We have another anti-air coming over here. Intercepting. And ready to resupply this front. Artillery kills an infantry. I probably would have ran with this guy. Ooh, lucky lass. There's not enough attacks for a lucky lass to make sense, right? 1, 2, like 3, 4, possible 5, I guess. It does also help on the defense. Oh, this anti-air can't reach. It was so close. There's no way that's a good lucky lass. People is confused about the gift memberships disappearing. I'm confused about them too. Okay. T-copter. Very gutsy. Achest in a very solid position here. Again, up in every metric. Although, I think things are starting to crumble over here, which is not ideal. Firearm rocket getting to fire. Although, I mean, Firearm's also crumbling down here, so they get to crumble together. These cities start flipping already. Yeah, this is where things start turning into poison cities. It's going to be I kill an infantry, but I lose a recon and infantry for it, and then they just start capturing my city anyway. It can be difficult, but sometimes you have to let stuff go. We'll see if Achest can do it. Like over here, this might be just more clearly a poison city. Like you send your stuff in, it's just going to die. So just let the city go. It's fine. Wow. What was that? Anti-air goes in against that 2 health tank? Nothing covers it? I guess the tanks cover it. That was... I don't even... Oh, no. Achest does go in for this. This is just going to cause all these units to die, I'm pretty sure. Just kind of, you know, bide your time. No? Okay. They don't get dove in on. So I guess in this case, it's going to be able to work out fairly decently, surprisingly. We're going for high society? Yes, we are. Is high society even worth it here? Guess it's that. I don't think this rocket's known about because we keep fighting into it. Making magnets down here, okay. I think this is the infantry one for sure. Boom. Covering fire! Pretty, like Achest is on point with these covering fires. It's one of those things where, like, at the lower ELOs, Rachel, like, presses covering fire and just wins the game, and then people start learning how to play around the covering fire, and it just gets far less impactful. However, this rocket, I must admit, is going to get a lot of value this game. And unfortunately for Firearm, the infantry count is really low, down to 5. So even though these vehicles will probably win this fight, I don't think they're going to be able to capture much. Is the stream set to private? And how are you guys? Let me check. How are you guys all here? No, it's public. Yeah. Oh, I know. The first time you make a magnet and you're like, oh my gosh, wait. My entire front line didn't get hit. It was just some stuff in the back. It was my transports. I don't care if their health is lower. I never set it to private. I never set it to private. Yeah, I mean, Kindle's going to get all these properties. And then and it's going to be able to deny the Rachel ones. Look at that income lead. 15k to 23k. What's the Steakopter doing? You gotta bring more infantry over here if that's how you want to. $10k, almost double the income lead. It's super over. Very impressive considering this rocket took so much cash so early. Fyram was eliminated by capture. Well done, Achest. Well done. By capture, there's a capture limit, so if you usually it's 66%. If you have 2/3 of the properties on the map, you win. GG. Well, judging by the ammo, I would say the Fyram's rocket got the most value. It's out of ammo. I think this might have killed one tank and a couple infantry. That's okay. But GG, absolutely wild. Well played, well played. And that's some of the best Rachel magnets I've ever seen. Like, Fyram almost didn't have a super, and that's probably why that Lucky Lass got used, because the supers just weren't getting that much done. But of course, that was pretty bad Lucky Lass. It's okay, it's okay. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed. Who knows what happened to those memberships? I'm sure they'll come through somehow. It sounds like Sulfur Rent's looking into it right now, even. So, here is your apple. I know you haven't had an apple in a long time. But here you go. Oh, and of course, thanks for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins,